So fast forward, now you're learning more about Divine Mercy, you're speaking at conferences, and then let's talk about how the Jim and Elizabeth were used, Life Foundation was using, they had met with Father Seraphim, they wanted to spread Divine Mercy, this couple that was part of Life Foundation they founded, and they were teaching everybody about Our Lady of Guadalupe and the Divine Mercy. They met with Father Seraphim to get approval from the Marians. This is how I remember the story. And he said, yes, you can go out, spread Divine Mercy. He went over what they were going to say about it and everything. But I remember he said, but I want you to use this image. And he gave them a black and white negative of the original image of the Divine Mercy, the Vilnius. Now, Sister Faustina died in 1938. The original image was painted in Vilnius. But before she passed away, she moved back to Krakow and she died in Krakow. World War II broke out. That original painting was still in Vilnius. After the war, Vilnius, the borders changed and now that's Lithuania. And then the sisters in Krakow had other images made. So this is what people were used to seeing, the Hyla image, the one that hung in the convent and everything. But Father Seraphim was adamant that if they were going to go out speaking about the Divine Mercy, that they use this, the Vilnius image, the original image.
And the original painting had been hidden for a while because of communism, and it had been rolled up and stored in an attic, so it was damaged. And so this black and white negative of a photograph taken before the damage was really the only thing they had at the time.
And I remember Jim saying the story, so they wanted to make it life-size, and they colorized it because it was black and white, so the best that they could. And then he said, I want it enlarged. And they go, it's not going to work out because it'll be pixelated. And he said, just try it anyway. And to their amazement, everybody at the photographic place was amazed that this image came out. So this is what they started using in their presentations. Okay, now I'm going to turn it back over to you because I think this was in December, the way I remember it, of 1997 or so, 98.
Yeah, it might have been earlier.
Earlier, okay.
Yeah, might have been 92.
So
maybe.
you met them, and you were speaking at a conference, and they have the Divine Mercy, and you have this music, right? And
well,
Our Lady.
Actually, from that time till I met them, I not only did a whole CD on Divine Mercy, I did a whole CD on Our Lady of Guadalupe. Mm-hmm. So now I'm speaking at a conference in Northern Michigan, and they arrive, and we just start talking, and all of a sudden I said, I got songs for these, for what you're presenting. He goes, what? He said, can you sing them during my presentation? Sure. So I went out and I sang like I'm Your Mother for Guadalupe. I sang, I think for Jesus, I Looked at Jesus for Divine Mercy. And so I sang these songs, and all of a sudden we say, wow, we got to work together. You're doing this, we're doing it. We got to work together. So we also met in Houston at the Charismatic Conference Center. We were both speaking there, and it just gave us more time together to say, we gotta put it together. And what we put together was Life Foundation, a beautiful presentation on Divine Mercy, on Our Lady of Guadalupe, on the Eucharist, on the crucifix. It just expanded every time we got together. But one day, I think it was January 4th in 92, we were in Phoenix, Arizona. We were at a house and we were meeting. I flew out just to meet, to find out how we can bring this to the world and what we can do. And I said, you know, it doesn't make sense that we say, for the sake of his sorrowful passion, and then show Divine Mercy. I said, we need something about the passion, for the sake of his sorrowful passion, like the Shroud of Turin, the burial cloth of Jesus, for the sake of his sorrowful passion, and then show, have mercy on us and on the whole world. Well, Liz Hackett's in the room, and she says, I have a bust of the Shroud of Turin in a closet. She goes, let me go get it. So she goes in, she gets it. Now, at that point, we used to light the back of the Divine Mercy image so it looked like, you know, and shut the lights off in the church, and it looks like he was alive, because the image is all dark, it's all black, and then he's lit up, you know, it's beautiful. And then all of a sudden, she brings the image through, and as she passes in front of the lit up Divine Mercy image, we see the resurrection. We see Jesus come alive right through. And I scream, I say, wow, wow. And everybody in the room goes, did you see that? Yeah. Did you? I can't, do it again. Do it again. And because she couldn't, and then she did it again and again. And we started crying because we were watching the actual resurrection. And then we put it real close, and you can see the eyes are closed in the shroud. And then when we put it closer, then the eyes open. And it fit perfectly. How the heck does this fit perfectly? We were like, wow, this is a wow. Because the image is all dark, it's all black, and then he's lit up, it's beautiful. And then all of a sudden, she brings the image through, and as she passes in front of the lit up Divine Mercy image, we see the resurrection. We see Jesus come alive right through. She did it again and again, and we started crying. And then we put it real close, and you can see the eyes are closed in the shroud. And then when we put it closer, then the eyes open. And it fit perfectly. How the heck does this fit perfectly? And of course, one of the first things we did once we found this was to go see Father Seraphim Mikolenko. Go see Father Seraphim, present it to him, and you had to see his face and his wow. Oh, yeah. So this was the journey of and that was back, I think, 92. Yeah.
Wow. Well, then I know he did a lot of research and work. He met with shroud specialists. He met with photographers to look at the shroud picture and the Divine Mercy image. And then it was discovered that the comparison between the shroud and the original Vilnius image, the whole body is proportionately exact. We met with Dr. John Jackson, a shroud scientist that's based in Colorado Springs. And he said, yeah, he confirmed the whole body. And I'm 99% sure that 5%, the shroud was 5% smaller than the Divine Mercy image. And so he said it's remarkable, because if you would just do like one part of the face, maybe would line up, but to have the whole body. And we know Sister Faustina, 10 or 12 times she visited the artist. He wanted to quit because she was being very particular, and they didn't have the shroud to go by, but that the shroud would be smaller because it's the dead Jesus. No oxygen, no O2, no blood, no water. He poured everything out, and our bodies shrink when we die. So even that scientifically is sound. But then you talk, then Father Seraphim brings in the theology behind it, on that the image is left on the moment of the cloth, according to the scientists. Jesus with his wounds, he's dead, he's buried, he actually died, but he resurrected. And when he resurrects, as you see out of that beautiful demonstration, he comes to us how? As the Divine Mercy. I mean, it's the same person.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful.